Hello and welcome to my channel. In this video, I'll be making an account review of myself and I want to show you what my account looks like after being a day one player and playing this game pretty much every day since launch. So let's jump right into the characters. So first off, we have Camellia, who's my main. This is my favorite character in this game. She is invested. I think that's the right word. S6R5 and 10 Forte, everything maxed out. In terms of echoes, I'm using a crownless. I used a dreamless for like a long time, but this dreamless really, other than having like a really high crit rate, it doesn't really have any other really great stats. As like double HP, which looks terrible. So this one has a much lower crit rate, but it does have attack percent, which is very useful. So that's why I've been using this crownless. And for the 3 cost, I have this guy over here. This one has attack percent, crit rate, energy, and crit damage. The crit damage is like really low. Again, I was using something else. Let me find it. I was using this one just for its high crit damage, but after I got this one, I tested it out and then I realized even though the crit damage is really low here, the attack percent really makes up for it, or like more than makes up for it, and the energy regen is actually also really nice. And here for the Havoc Wolves, I have this one with crit rate, crit damage, flat attack, versus liberation damage. So I'm still looking for like more attack percent, obviously, but the crit value here is like really awesome. So I'm happy to keep this Havoc Dread main for now. And onto the 1 cost, we have this Tic Tac with like really great opening with like high crit damage, good attack percent, and ended up with double defense, but it is what it is. We got 3 good stats out of 5 and I'm gonna take it. And then here this Chirpov, it has the lowest crit damage, high crit rate, basic attack damage which Camilla likes, attack percent which Camilla likes, and the useless stats in versus skill damage. So 4 out of 5 useful stats, definitely a good piece. The only thing is crit damage is like really low. But I think the damage bonus and attack percent more than makes up for it. That's it for Camellia right now. She's like 72.2 over 287.4, which aren't like the greatest crit values, but she really has like a ton of attacks. And yeah, I'm okay with this build. Like I don't really have much basic attack damage bonus on my echoes, but I do have her weapon at R5, which means I get a ton of those when I'm in combat. So that's about it about Camellia. Now let's move on to next character is Chanli. On the first glance, it looks like it's a really nice build. 76.7% crit rate, 284.4% crit damage, but the fact is she doesn't really crit 76.7% of the time. Her actual like in combat crit rate is like just barely over 50%, I would say. Like, and the attack is like really low because I unfortunately didn't get any attack percent in any of her echoes. Signature weapon at R1. She's also 10 Forte, like Camellia, and she's S0. This Infernal Rider, good opener, didn't really get anything useful other than energy later on. This Lizard guy, decent crit rate, decent crit damage, liberation damage, sure, Havoc damage, pretty much useless, energy, sure. This Havoc Dread main, crit damage, versus skill damage, which we want, liberation damage, which we can use. This Spectral Prism, crit damage, energy regen, versus liberation damage. This Little Wolf, we have pretty high crit rate and max crit damage, and versus skill damage bonus. Just no attack, so like I don't have any attack from all of these echoes. I'm trying to make up for it by using attack 3 cost, but still a normal Chanli would have like way more attack. But yeah, I used to use her a lot, but unfortunately she's just she doesn't really like me that much. She doesn't like to crit for me, so now I'm just using Camellia and I'm not really using her anymore. Moving on to Shanli Yao. This character I'm actually like not the biggest fan of. I'm sorry, Shanli Yao fans. I didn't really invest a ton into him. The crit looks fine, but he also suffers from the same lack of attack. His attack is pretty low. He also has basically no Restless Liberation damage bonus here. Signature weapon at R1. Forte, I only maxed out Forte Circuit and Restless Liberation. As for intro skill, Restless skill, normal attack, I just left them at 2. As 0, the echoes are honestly like terrible. Lowest crit rate, second lowest crit damage, completely useless heavy attack damage, and the only Restless Liberation damage in this whole set. This one is okay, I guess. Attack percent, double crit, energy, which he does need. Moving on to this one, just some crit, I guess. This Baby Saurian, good crit rate, crit damage, nothing else. This one, crit damage, attack percent, energy. This is definitely the best piece. If this basic attack damage is like liberation damage, it would be much better, I would say. Moving on, we have everybody's favorite character before Chanli came out. It's Jinxi, and I'm like neutral about my Jinxi build. I think it's good, but not the best. I did get like good crit ratio, good attack for her. Ages of Harvest at R1, and I'm using the projection Formless Rod Blade because, you know, Jinxi, she's gentle, she's like elegant, she's flying in the air, pointing at the enemies and shooting lasers, you know. She's not waving the big sword, which is not really befitting of her playstyle or like her fighting style. Forte, unfortunately, I only maxed out her Forte Circuit and Liberation, Resonance Chain 0. Moving on to Echoes. This is like one of the first Jus I've ever rolled. Attack percent, crit damage, crit rate, like I saw those 3, I was like, okay, I'll get better one later, and even to this day I never like rolled another Jus. Restless Liberation damage, not completely useless. Her Liberation can hit hard, but definitely skill damage is better. This one, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent. Again, I see these 3 stats, I'm like, okay, good enough. Again, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, this time additional energy regen. Moving on to this turtle, we have crit rate, crit damage, flat attack, energy regen. Yeah, this one definitely, it could use more crit rate, it could get like a resonance skill damage or in big attack percent instead of just flat attack. And finally, this Ice Tube, crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, energy regen, resonance liberation damage, which is not completely useless. Yeah, so overall, I'm pretty satisfied with my Jinxi build. I think I just need a little bit more resonance skill damage bonus because currently I have literally 0%. But the attack is really good. I got almost all attack percent on my echoes. So yeah. Okay, moving on to my shame, I guess, because this character, I keep failing to build him. He has good crit damage, but I mean, at least decent, I guess. He has kind of low attack, just like Shanliao and Chanli. Signature weapon at R1. Forte, like very invested. I just maxed out this 1 to 10. His liberation is one of his biggest sources of damage, obviously. And this Forte Circuit, I really should level it up because you know, this one also counts as heavy attack damage, which can like hit really hard. Moving on to the echoes and crit damage, flat attack, heavy attack damage bonus. I'm happy with this. This one, highest crit rate, crit damage, flat attack, nothing else. This monkey is really ugly. Crit rate, crit damage, nothing else. This young mushroom, we have crit rate, crit damage, attack percent, even though it's the lowest crit rate. Skill damage, pretty much useless. We have a traffic illuminator here with crit rate, crit damage, energy, and heavy attack damage bonus. Pretty good to see heavy attack damage bonus here. So overall, I would say my Jiang is barely okay. It really isn't amazing. Moving on to everybody's favorite Encore. I'm torn with this one because my Encore, like, she is strong. I would say like she's almost as strong as my Jinxi in single target situations and in situations where, you know, there's not a clear disadvantage to Encore. No energy issue, I mean no energy here, which is not an issue if you do 25-second rotations with San Juan Showkeeper, which is technically a DPS loss because, you know, her liberation has only a 16-second cooldown, so you would want to like fit in more of her liberations in like a, you know, in 25 seconds. Like you want to start like her second liberation already within that 25-second period. But for me, because I don't have enough energy, there's no way to for me to recharge her liberation within that short period of time. So I'm technically like not playing her optimally right now because of the lack of energy. So I definitely want to get some energy recharge rolls next time I roll echoes for her. Good crit rate, but it's powered by Yinling's weapon, obviously. Her crit damage is kind of low, but it's not really a huge issue from what I can tell. So let's see. So weapon stream master, and again I'm using the projection formless rectifier here because you know, Encore, she's summoning like fireballs, she's doing magic, being like little wizard, so I prefer her just using her hands and just not using the weapon because, you know, the weapon's kind of like adult themed with like the hand. So yeah, overall I really like how she looks in combat without the weapon, and I really love horror games for introducing these formless weapon projections. Moving on to Fortes, we have her Forte circuit at level 7, skill at 10, Mercen's Liberation at 10, normal and intro skill at 4. So I did get 2 of her during the S6 R5 Camellia summon, but I didn't activate it yet. Let's move on to Echoes. The Infernal Rider here, we have basic attack damage, crit damage, attack percent, crit rate, 4 out of 5 good stats. I'm happy. This one, crit damage plus hot garbage otherwise, providing crit, I guess. This one, attack percent, crit damage, Mercen's Liberation damage, basic damage, 5 out of 5 useful stats. Really good wolf. This small wolf here, high crit damage, crit rate, basic attack damage, flat attack, the final sneak snap, crit rate, crit damage, pretty low crit damage here, attack percent, and then ends with like 2 useless stats. Well, I guess it improves her survivability. So overall, I like her echoes, but I really want more crit damage and more energy. Rover, she is a very sad character because she's the main character, and Rover didn't get built until 1.2, I think, 1.2, 1.3, where I started farming Havoc Echoes for Camellia, so she served as like carrier for Camelia's Echoes. And now she's not built and just using the hand-me-downs of Camellia. Okay, now let's move on to support. Shorekeeper, this is like one of my other like really like under-invested characters. Overcapture energy regen for overworld comfort, and she really doesn't have much crit damage, which ideally you want. Signature weapon at R1, I really just pulled this for the looks. Forte, completely just not maxed out. Only like 777 for these 3 like important Fortes, and I didn't even click on these because, well, let's be honest, Shorekeeper is not a great like healer. She's a great character, a great support, a great buffer, but she's not a great healer. At 0 Echoes, just honestly, I just leveled whatever I had when she launched and saw energy recharge, and I just called it a day. Moving on to one of my favorite characters, honestly, Zhe. I really loved her story. It was such a great story quest and really like her character. So let's see how she looks. If I'm not mistaken, this is actually the character on my account with the highest amount of crit damage at 294.6%. And I think that was definitely helped by her signature weapon, which gives 72% of crit damage on its own. And moving on to Fortes, I have her Forte and Resonance Liberation damage Forte at level 8, and other Forte, I didn't really level them yet. I do plan to like eventually level her up to like all the way to 90, but currently it's just still kind of scrapped for resources. Resonance Chain 0, moving on to Echoes, she's using the Moonlit Glow set. to support my Jinshi. So this Harem, energy, crit damage, this glacier damage bonus, crit damage, pretty low crit damage, flat attack, and basic attack damage bonus, which she wants. Glacier Wolf, crit damage, crit rate, attack percent, energy regen, and unfortunately ends with a useless heavy attack damage bonus. This one cost crit damage, crit rate, attack percent, energy regen, basic attack damage bonus, 5 out of 5. The Scorpion, resonance skill damage bonus, crit rate, crit damage, and nothing else. If I have better crit damage pieces. But overall, right now in her supportive role, she's really doing her job with her Ultra skill, and she's providing some damage through her Forte skills and the coordinated attacks. So overall, one of my favorite characters. Definitely will invest more in the future. Next character, Sanhua. This character I really like as well. I like her so much that I didn't, like, you know, she and Joji can pretty much just use the same stat because they're both glacial, they both use Moonlit, right? But because I love her so much, I farmed like a completely independent, like second set of full, like double crit Moonlit set. Yeah, I know, I'm crazy. So I'm actually like trying to overcap her crit. She's using this standard sword level 90, and this is going to be locked onto her. I'm not going to share this sword with any other sword users. Resonant Chain 6, of course. Forte, honestly not maxed out yet, but definitely a work in progress, going to max them out in the future. On to Echoes. Let's see what we have here. Critical damage, energy regen, heavy attack damage, which she can actually use, but just a little bit. Flat attack, crit damage, resonance skill damage, which she likes, crit rate, high, which we love, and energy regen. Crit rate, crit damage, basic attack damage, which is kind of useless, and flat attack. Crit rate, heavy attack damage, resonance skill damage bonus, crit damage. Low crit rate, low crit damage, resonance liberation damage, which is nice to see, and a welcoming attack percent. So yeah, that is my like Sanhua build. She doesn't really do like a huge amount of damage yet because of the low crit damage. So eventually I'm going to switch to a crit damage Harem. So the rest of the characters on my account are either not built or still a work in progress. So for this video, I will not be showing them in detail. If you want me to build a specific character, feel free to comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.